All right, everybody. Happy Thursday.
Woo!
Welcome
Hello.
to our Breathe Team class. Guess we'll get right into it today. I would recommend that you have some sort of a weight close by, as well as your stretchy band, if you've got one. That would be really helpful. And then the third thing is I'll just ask that you have um, some sort of pillow or rolled up towel, rolled up sweater, whatever that looks like, um, just close by. So if you have even just a small little throw pillow, that would be perfect. All right. Make sure you have a nice clear space to exercise in, nothing to step on or trip over. Always recommend having a sturdy chair, not something with wheels, and then sturdy footwear, or bare feet. Uh, I would actually encourage you to be in bare feet if that is a easy state for you to get into. So, for example, if you're someone who wears compression socks, it's not easy at all to take those on and off. So you're going to keep those on. That would be an example of you're not going to go bare feet. But if it's easy enough for you to get bare feet, I'm going to recommend you do so at least for the start, because we are going to review our toe exercises, and it's really helpful to see your toes moving to help you with the connection piece. I've just noticed actually my camera's a little bit high, so I'll lower that down and then we will get into our toe exercises right away. Hopefully that's a bit better.
Yep, that
All
worked.
right, good. So the first toe exercise is pushing our toes into the ground. And what you're really looking for is getting some white knuckles on your little toes. It's normal to have one foot better at this than the other. I always find that my left leg, which is the leg I've had 2 knee surgeries on, my toes don't cooperate as well as my right side, so I like to keep practicing these. And as we press our toes into the ground, we're also going to squeeze our glutes. So, and then we'll hold it and then, of course, relax. So, another thing you're looking for here is as your toes engage, what you might notice is your arch that's on the inside instep of your foot. It might lift up slightly, which is great. And you just want to make sure that your full foot is flat. So we're not trying to curl our toes underneath us. Okay, and we're not trying to press through the toes and have the heel up. We have our full foot on the ground and just press our toes down and squeeze our glutes. And then relax. Okay, so squeeze, tighten up your glutes, and then relax. And let's do just 5 more as a group. So squeeze hard, 5. Relax, squeeze hard, 4. Relax, squeeze hard, 3. Relax, squeeze hard, 2. Relax, and squeeze hard, 1. Relax. Okay, and you might need to wiggle out your feet in between, which is all great. And then that second toe exercise is lifting up just the big toes. So the rest of your toes can kind of press down just like we were just practicing. And now we raise up that big toe and then down. So the little toes stay down, big toe lifts. You can do 1 foot at a time. It's oftentimes easier to start with. And again, we're tightening those glutes hard as we do this, and then relax. Okay. So I know toe exercises, they can be a little bit challenging. The toes don't move correctly. Sometimes some people find it a little bit boring, but remember, our feet are our foundation, right? Our first contact with the ground. So we really do want to create that strong foundation to help us with our movement throughout the rest of our body. And these toe exercises are really helpful too for any sort of what we call lower limb issues, um, especially those of you with any sort of neuropathy in your feet, right? Those toe exercises do help keep the muscles firing and help with some of that. So let's do 1 more here. Squeeze the glutes and relax. You can kind of shake out the toes. And then number 3 is we hold all the toes up. And this time we just push down the big toe. And back up. So again, we can do 1 foot at a time. Or both feet at the same time. So
That's hard.
It
Jill?
is hard. Yes.
I have a question, Jill. When I'm lying in bed, my legs, lower legs, ankles, and feet feel like wood. Would these exercises help with that? Relieving that?
Yeah, they can for sure. Even just from improving circulation and activation of the muscles in your feet. So a good thing to do would be to, while laying down in bed, because that's the situation you find yourself in where it's feeling the most kind of wood-like feet, just bend your knees and have your feet flat on the bed. And then you can still, like as if the bed is this floor, you can still press your toes into the bed. You can still lift and lower them. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
And then the other thing to do would be, like if I have my foot outstretched, I'm laying down and my leg is on the bed, is just to pump your feet.
Okie doke.
Yeah,
Good.
this is really great for helping with circulation. So anybody who is prone to some swelling in their lower limbs, especially around their ankles and feet, getting your foot elevated up onto something and just pumping your foot is super helpful for that circulation piece. Okay. Okay, relax there. We're going to move on to number 4, which is we're going to push through the toes to lift up the heels. And again, thinking about squeezing the glutes as we lift the heels up. So lift the heels, squeeze the glutes, and down. Lift the heels, squeeze the glutes, down. Lift and squeeze those glutes, because that is the pattern when we walk. When we take a step, we push off our toes and we want our glutes and toes working together for that push off movement. So it kind of helps our body. That's already a movement pattern. So it helps us really get them connected when working together, even when we're just sitting down. So push up through the toes, squeeze your glutes and down. And let's do 3 more. So 3, 2, and 1. So one that we often don't practice is we do a lot of heel raises, but we don't do a lot of toe raises, which is working that tibialis anterior muscle at the front here, which is a supporting muscle, important to work. Seated, I'd ask that you just get your feet a little bit extended out in front of you. And then from here, you can kind of pull those toes and ball of your foot up towards you. Hold, and you want to pull until you feel the tightening at that shin, and then relax and now press the toes flat to the ground. If you like to do most of our exercises standing, you can do this standing, and it will be a bit more challenging. How you would set up is just get your back against a wall and then step your feet out away from the wall. And then from this position, pull your toes up so you're up on your heels. The only thing is when you're in bare feet, this can sometimes be a bit uncomfortable through your heel. So you can also just slightly bend your knees as well. And that can take some of that direct pressure off the heel. Okay, so that's a standing version if you are so inclined to that. Otherwise, we're seated. Again, press the feet flat down and then pull them up till you feel that tightening. And then we hold it for a second or two and then relax. There we go. And I haven't even talked about your breathing pattern yet today.
Are we supposed to breathe?
What's that?
I said, are we supposed to breathe too?
You are supposed to breathe as well.
Oh.
I know, crazy, especially
Oh.
for a pulmonary class.
Yeah.
So we're kind of at a lower intensity movement, so we should be able to take in our slower, deeper belly breaths. And of course, we're always focused on trying to breathe out through pursed lips. Can everyone feel their shins, that muscle getting tired?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, good. All right, I'll do one more. Pull it up and then relax. Whew. Okay, might need to step it out a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, so for a minute, just to get our heart rates up a little bit, we're just going to do some stepping, either seated or standing. It's completely up to you. And we're just going to step forward 1 foot at a time. If you'd like to swing your arms to increase the challenge, you can. And of course, we're still focused on maintaining a steady breathing pattern as we go. Well done, everybody. So we're sticking to that steady breathing. Good. So we're just casually stepping at your own speed. You're in charge here. Remember, we are just warming up. I just want to get the heart rate up, let the legs kind of flush out after some of that muscle work. And then we're going to bring our heart rates back down and focus on activating certain muscles again. So we're kind of really going to start. We've started with the feet, and we're just going to slowly work our way up through the body and then get the whole body working together. Good. Okay, we're going to go just for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So you can stop stepping there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a slow march. And this slow march is purposefully slow to really get our stance leg fired up. So the stance leg is the one that is not moving. And so what that looks like is if I'm going to lift up my left leg, then my right leg is going to push down into the ground. You should feel the muscles tighten up. You should feel your glute tighten up in order to lift this leg up. We pause, make sure everything's still fired up, and then bring it back down. So then again, we're going to lift up my right leg now. So my left leg needs to push down hard. All those muscles fire up to lift up my right leg. Good. And then we again slowly switch. So one leg pushes down hard while the other slowly lifts up. Okay. And then we slowly switch. And if you kind of have the thought of, well, Jill, why are we doing this exercise? I really don't feel it. I'd really encourage you to push down harder. Okay, like try to create a hole in the floor. And that can be challenging to do where we're not used to doing certain movements. It's hard to feel the effect of them because our bodies are actually learning the skill of how to do it. So it's going to take some practice to push that leg down. Once we get a couple in, you actually will probably find it easier to do. And switch, which is great because we are going to do 6 more. So one leg pushes down, the other lifts up. Down and switch. We've got 5. Down and switch. 4. Down and switch. 3. Down and switch. 2. Down and switch. 1. Good. And shake out the legs. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. Okay. And now we're going to step it out for a minute. So in this time, we can kind of go side to side. So for 1 minute, we're kind of stepping out side to side. You're in control of the pace. It's not necessarily, we don't want to be as intense as our cardio burst where we're really looking to challenge our breathing, get our heart rates up. So it's not quite that intense. but it is a little bit more intense than what we usually start warm-ups off with. Okay, so the goal is to get the heart rate up a little bit, but not so intense that we're huffing and puffing. Okay, so does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
A couple thumbs up. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So again, get into your steady breathing pattern. We're continuing to exhale through pursed lips. There we go. Well done. Brilliant job, team. And we're going to keep stepping for another 10 seconds. Good. Maintain that breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And rest there. So now what we're going to do is hopefully you had a chance to grab some sort of a pillow. So we're going to, again, take that and put it between our knees. And if you don't have anything available to you, you can just take your two hands, create two fists, and then put them between your knees. Okay, that is an option there. All right, and then from here, the first step is squeezing your glutes, like we're crushing a walnut between our bum cheeks. And then once we get our glutes fired up, we can squeeze our knees together. So try to squish apart the pillow and then relax. So glutes first, then squeeze the knees, and then relax. So glutes first, then squeeze the knees, and then relax. So glutes first, squeeze the knees, and then relax. Glutes first, squeeze the knees, and then relax. Glutes, knees, relax. Glutes, knees, keep breathing, relax. Glutes, knees, relax. Glutes, knees, relax. Glutes, knees, relax. Glutes, knees, relax. Got 3 more. Ready? So 3. Let's hold it, hold it, hold it, and then relax. Got 2. Squeeze. We're holding, 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 relax. And last one, we are tightening the glutes, squeezing the knees. We're going to hold, 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 and relax. You can take the pillow, you can put it to the side. Boy, oh boy, hey?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you to remember that we did that exercise. Can you do that for me? So squeezing the pillow, think of it as exercise number 1. Okay, so now we're going to step the feet out. And this time you can just go out, out, in, out, out, in. So pretend your feet are inside a box. You step one foot out, the other foot out, and step one in, the other in, okay? Feel free to get your arms pumping. Out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. Good. And again, the intensity you choose here with our kind of stepping, our minute and a half of stepping, should be enough to get your heart rate up a bit, but should not be enough to really fatigue you. So try to find your own balance within this. And balance meaning the line between it's challenging but doable. Not standing on 1 foot balance. Good. So keep up that breathing. You guys are doing great. We're remembering that we've done 1 exercise. Okay, so we had exercise number 1 was those squeezes. We're going to remember that. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Brilliant. Okay. Now we need our stretchy band. And what we're going to do with our stretchy band is you are going to put it. So we've taken the stretchy band and you're going to just drape it over 1 leg. And then both ends are going to come down to the floor where your other foot is going to step on them. So we've kind of looped our band around 1 leg and then our other foot steps on it. Has everyone got that?
Yep.
Okay. Because then from here, we've already practiced pushing 1 foot down into the ground to lift the other up. Well, now we're going to do that same thing, but now we have a little bit of resistance. And we're not going to lift our knee up very high, but this starting position, notice how mine is a little bit, already has a bit of tension on it.
Mhm.
So it's not slack. And then from here, we're going to push 1 foot down and we're going to lift the resisted leg up. If for any reason it's challenging or uncomfortable on your leg, you can put it around your foot instead. It's completely up to you, but we just lift 1 leg up as the other pushes down and then down. I don't want you to feel like you're straining. It's just adding that little bit of resistance. You might not feel it on these first 3, but boy, are you going to feel it by number 8. There, I needed to tighten mine up a little bit. There. So we just lift, hold, and down. Lift, hold, down. And again, you have to push your foot down. Otherwise, the band's going to fly out. We call that an external cue. Yes, I ask you all the time to push your foot down, but now you have something to challenge that and make sure you do it. Down. Are we starting to feel that hip?
What hip?
Good. Push down, lift up. This is number 6. We've got 4 more. Down. And push down, lift up. Relax. Push
Feel it
down,
more
lift
in
up.
my top of my leg than in my hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good point. You probably feel it from top of the knee all the way to your hip.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of your quad muscles that helps as a hip flexor. So sorry, when I say hip, I kind of mean your hip flexors, and one of those is that one of the big thigh muscles. So absolutely, you'll be feeling that for sure. And we've got one last one, team. So we're going to lift it up. We're going to hold and then down, relax, and we're going to carefully switch feet. So switch which leg has the band around it, and switch which feet. Oh, that's probably a little much. Which feet has the band underneath it? Oh. If you've got extra band, you can also hold on to it. So loop it back up and just grip it if you'd like. All right. And then same thing, pushing down to lift the other leg up and then relax. Push down to lift the other leg up and relax. Push down to lift up. Relax. Push down to lift up. Relax. push down to lift up, relax, push down to lift up, relax, push down to lift up, relax, halfway, push down to lift up, pausing, down, we've got 4 more, push down to lift up, relax, 3 more, push down to lift up, relax, 2 more, push down to lift up. This should feel challenging, but shouldn't feel like you're straining to do the movement. Down, last one. Push down to lift up and hold. And relax. Brilliant. Okay, slowly relax the band. Then you can put the band just to the side. So again, that was exercise number 2. 4, 3. Based on the stepping.
Oh, 2 for stepping.
Based on the stepping you were thinking, Barbara? Yes. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to do a stepping movement in between exercises today. So that's a very, very good point. So the stepping won't really change. We're just going to kind of get our heart rates up in between those more stationary strength exercises. So that's a very, very good point. So now I'm just going to get you kind of marching in place. Again, it's all about just trying to get your heart rate up a little bit. We don't want it to be super fatiguing. We're going to maintain our breathing pattern. Good work, everybody. As we've got the arms swinging. Well done, everybody. Good job with your breathing. Keep exhaling through pursed lips. There we go. We're almost there. Going a little bit. Make sure you just go at your own speed. You're in charge of the intensity. All right, we're going to keep marching for 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest there. Feel free to grab a sip of water. Always a good idea in between. And then if you've got a stretchy band, it's going to be really helpful to have that next. And what we're going to do is we're going to be in a similar setup to one of our stretches at the end of class. And what that looks like is just one leg back behind us or to wherever you can, right? If your legs only let you go here, that's fine. If you're going to be standing, one foot for the other, slight bend to the knees. Make sure you're stable and can feel balanced this way. And then what our arms are going to do is we're going to hold our band in front of us. And if my right leg is back, I'm going to pull my right arm back. Okay, so one arm pulls and the other stays straight ahead. One arm pulls back, the other stays straight ahead. So one arm straight ahead and the other pulls. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you pull. Eight, 9, 10. So we're gonna switch sides. I just want to point out, if you're modifying it for yourself, that's great. If you were just a little bit confused about what we were doing, then I just want to clarify that. I want you to think about a bow and arrow. So one arm stays in front and the other pulls back, and it's the back of your shoulder blade and a little bit in your arm should be feeling the bulk of the work. Again, one arm stays in front and the other pulls back. Okay, so think about a bow and arrow, pull and back. Good. Make sure we're still breathing. It's helpful to breathe out as we pull back. Good. Pull 8. Pull 9. And pull 10. So relax there. Good work, team. All right.
Still feeling that in the top of the legs.
Yes, maybe it's still a little bit tired.
Yeah.
You probably felt it more on the leg that was in behind.
Yes.
I think
Because it was getting stretched in this
Yeah.
position. So there's a greater feeling, a
Yeah.
sensation that you're feeling, right?
That's the one.
Good. It's good to have it stretched out after it works so hard. So now we're just going to do some figure eights. And you can lift and lower the heels. So again, it's not looking to challenge our cardio. We're just looking to increase the heart rate a little bit. And if you would like to step and make your figure eights, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, it's just lifting and lowering the heels. There we go. Brilliant. So lift and lower. Maintain your breathing. Good work, team. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. And again, we're just aiming to increase our heart rate a little bit, whether that was lifting and lowering the heels or stepping forward and back. We're just going to go for another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Brilliant. Okay. So our last strength exercise in this sequence that I've asked you to remember, we're going to do some sit to stands. And what I'd like to challenge you is with your weight. If you are staying seated, we just push our feet into the ground and then relax and then lift the weight and lower it down. If you're standing, then we're going to stand all the way up. And once we're standing, we're going to push the weight up overhead. And I realize my arms get cut off in the picture there. It's kind of the trade-off. You either see my feet or you see my arms. Okay, so again, we kind of stand all the way up and press the arms up as we go. And then bring it back down. Good. So we're going to do 10 of those. Might actually be able to have a good compromise here. Okay, so we're going to do 10. Standing all the way up and lift. Lower down slowly and then sit down slowly with control. And then we stand, lift, down and down, and push and lift. And then lower down and sit down nice and slow. And push and lift. Lower down and down. Excellent. Got a couple more, team. Do what you can. And if you get to 10 and some of us are still going, feel free to do some extra. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as we stand. And then sit. And then stand. And then sit with control, no plopping. I think we've got one more. All right, I think that was the correct number, but you never know in these classes. So that's part of the extra fun. All right, so we're going to take 30 seconds. If you need your recovery position after all those sit to stands, that's great. If you need to maintain some slight movement to help you better recover, no problem. But then we are going to repeat that whole sequence. Do we remember what the first exercise was?
Pillow.
The pillow. That's right. That's right. So when you're ready, we've got the pillow. Hold it up between the knees. And remember, I did mention you could use your hands. And then first step is squeezing your glutes tight. Second step is squeezing the knees together. And then relax. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze your knees together. Then relax. Glutes, knees, hold, 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 relax. All right. We can put the pillow to the side. And then we're just stepping our legs out. Good. Whether you're seated or standing, the goal is just to get our heart rates up, not to get really fatigued. We don't want to be huffing and puffing. Great job, team. All right, 10 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Relax. Great job, Dream Team. So now that second strength exercise we did was we had the band either around your thigh or your foot. This was our resisted or our banded marching. And the rest of the band was underneath our other foot. Okay, so then our one foot was going to push down into the ground while the other lifted. We were going to hold and then lower it down. We're going to push one foot down, lift the other, hold, and then down. Push one foot down, lift the other, hold, and down. Push your foot down, lift the other, hold, and down. Push one foot down, lift the other, hold, down. Push your foot down, lift the other, and then down. Push down and lift. Down. Push down and lift. Down. Push down and lift. Down. 2 more. Push down and lift. Down. Last one. Push down and lift. Hold. And relax. Brilliant. All right, let's swap. Swap legs. All right, once we're set up, once again, one leg pushes while the other lifts. We pause and then down. Push down to lift. Pause. Down. Push down to lift. Pause. And down. Push down and lift. This is the point where exhaling can be really helpful. Down. Push down and lift. Down. We've got 5 more. Push down to lift. Down. 4 more. Push to lift. Good. Down. 3 more. Push down to lift. Down. 2 more. Push and lift. Hold. And then down. 1 more. Push and lift. And down. Relax. Brilliant, team. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, and then once again, we're just stepping out to the side. So as we're stepping, do we remember what came after the banded marches?
The bow and arrow.
The bow and arrow, exactly. So let's just get that heart rate up. We're going to go for 30 more seconds here. And then we've got our bow and arrow exercise. Okay, maintain your breathing. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. So again, we've got our bow and arrow exercise. So you can get your feet 1 foot in front of the other. Whether you're seated or standing, one arm stays out in front and the other is going to pull. 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 There we go. So one arm stays out in front as the other pulls. 4. And then back. 5. And then back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. 10. Back. We're going to switch sides. All right, and one arm in front and back. 1. Pull. 2. Pull. 3. Pull. 4. Pull. 5. Pull. 6. Pull. 7. Pull. 8. Pull. 9. And pull. 10. Relax. All right, so we're doing our figure 8s. You can lift and lower your heels. Good. This is also a good time to rest if you just need to recover your breathing. Okay. There we go, team. Excellent job. And we'll just do 15 more seconds like this. And then do you all remember our final strength exercise? Sit to stand. And 3, 2, 1, relax. So the sit to stands needed your weight. If you're staying seated, that's great. Put pressure through. Otherwise, we're standing up with strength and then pushing the weight up overhead, bringing it back down and sitting back down. And push. Push the weight up, down, and sit. Push through your feet. Stand up, down, and sit. Push through your feet. Push the weight up. Lower it down to sit. And push. Good work, everybody. Push down, press up. And sit back down. Good. Push through your feet to stand. Lower it down. Push through your feet to stand. Lower down. There we go. Okay, who's going to stop us?
None of us are
Gonna
good
stop.
enough to.
Are we going to just keep going?
We're done.
We're done?
Yeah.
What? I don't know. I'm gonna do one extra.
Okay, you go for it.
Okay. It's optional. There we go. There we go. And I would say if you were finding those to be much less challenging than they used to be, something you might want to think about is increasing the weight. Or if you were using one dumbbell, maybe have one in each hand to increase the challenge, because we always want it to be challenging but doable. So as soon as it starts getting too doable, we need to increase the challenge.
Right.
Okay. Okay. All I'm going to ask us to do is just really slowly push your arms out in front and then bring them back. And we're going to kind of time that with our breath. So think about exhaling as you push the arms out and then inhaling as you pull the arms in. And just go at your own pace, because some of us might still have our heart rate and breathing a little bit elevated. So this is a really good way to just calm it down. So just at your own pace, breathe out, push out. And then breathe in, pull in. Breathe out, push out. Pull in, breathe in. Breathe out, push out. Breathe in, pull in. Breathe out, push out. Breathe in, pull in. Breathe out, push out. Breathe in, pull in. And breathe out, push out. Shake it out. All right. Okay, let's stretch out that elbow. Remember, stretch time is the perfect time to ask questions and just to chat, feel connected as a group. So please, please ask away.
Jill, when I was squeezing the pillow, I felt inside my groins pulling a bit, you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. So for sure, when we bring our knees together, it is those adductors
okay.
or those groin muscles that are doing the bulk of the work. The reason I cue you guys to also squeeze your glutes is the glutes are your abductors. They help us pull the knees outwards. And if we create stability at the hips, then we're going to be able to squeeze the knees together with more strength. Switch arms. Does that make sense? It's similar to how we push down with one foot to lift the other up. It creates stability. And when we have, when one side is stable, the other side has freedom to be more mobile. And that's kind of one of the reasons why improving your balance helps your walking. Because walking is just going from standing on one leg to standing on the other leg. And if we are really struggling with our balance, while our walking slows down and our feet step closer together so that our body doesn't feel as off balance. So for that reason, that's one way that we can improve our walking by improving our balance. Let's stretch our leg out in front of us and reach towards our toes. So feeling it in those kind of groin muscles, that's awesome. That's exactly what we were hoping for.
Thanks, Jill.
Well, I was hoping for. I'm always hoping to get your muscles working hard and being a little bit sore. And sometimes you guys want the same thing. That was an excellent, excellent question. Switch legs. What other questions do we have from today or other days?
Okay, Jill, I got a question. This exercise that we're doing right now, we don't want to put our head down and stretch it to our toe. We don't want to hold it up. Is that correct?
You can. One reason, so a lot of you, quite a few of you struggle with your back, whether it's tightness. I know a couple of you do you have osteoporosis? You want to be a little bit more cautious about moving around at your spine. So for that reason, and for actually stretching out the hamstring and not your lower back, it is better to be up tall and kind of just push through the hips. It's not bad to be like this as long as you don't feel any pain. Just being aware that now we're kind of more getting a back stretch rather than a hamstring stretch. And oftentimes if we focus on really pulling the foot up, like I've got some nervy, not issues because I've got it pretty well managed, but my leg will go numb if I keep my toes up. And that's just because I've had some back issues in the past. Like I've fractured my back, I've had a bulged disc, all that kind of stuff. And so when we pull up our toes, we increase the tension in the nerves, which is not a bad thing as long as your body can handle it. Mine tends to get grumpy easily with that, so I tend to just point my toes away. And so if any of you feel any kind of tingling in your toes, or if you know you have, you struggle with lower back issues, especially like sciatica, I always just find it better to, rather than pull the toes up, which is not necessary for the stretch, I just point them away. And then I'm able to stretch more through my hamstrings and not worry about tingling in my feet. Okay. Yeah, so just things to be aware of. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying sometimes things are not good for certain people and your bodies. So just as much as we can learn and be aware of certain things, we can kind of do what's best for us without what I kind of call demonizing a movement, right? There's no bad movements. There's just, is our body capable of it or not? Okay. We can pull our foot up onto our shin or pull it all the way up onto your thigh, whatever feels best for you without straining. Yeah, that was a fantastic question. Thank you for asking that. All right, we're actually gonna switch legs a bit sooner than we normally do, just being cognizant of time. We'll hold this stretch for a couple seconds here, and then we'll do some of our deep breathing. So we'll hold this stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can relax that leg. And I'd just like you to join me in taking, we'll do 2 breath cycles. Put your hands wherever you would like them to be, on your belly, out to the side, up overhead. But together, let's inhale. So breathe in. Bye, Barbara. And exhale. And then once more, breathe in. And breathe out. Perfect. Shake it out, everybody. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful next couple of days, and I hope to see you all on Tuesday.
We'll be here.
Thanks, Jill.
Me too.
Thank you.